Okay, first, what are the key properties of the turbine fluid? Oh, shadow mabilis. Wait lang. Alright, so one of the most important properties is viscosity. So alam naman natin na yung viscosity varies, no? Depending on the different application. Kaya proper viscosity ensures optimal lubrications and reduces friction. The next property is yung oxidation stability. Okay? Kasi yung oxidation occurs when oil molecules react with oxygen, potentially leading to machine malfunction and harmful acid formation. So kaya yung high quality turbine oil should resist yung oxidation para ma-maintain yung effectiveness niya over time. So remember nyo, lumabas ito sa 20 kanina. Okay, next, ano pa yung mga properties? Ito yung resistance to foaming. Okay? Kasi yung foaming is detrimental to oil and lubricants. Kasi it can lead to oxidation and residue buildup. So, dapat magkaroon siya ng resistance para magkaroon ng better machine performance at saka yung output. Okay, next, ano yung property? Stability. This is the oil's ability to retain its properties over extended period. Kaya yung stable turbine oil continuously removes contaminants and delivers excellent performance for years. The next is yung aeration. Kasi importante din natin na dapat may eliminate yung air. No? Kasi yung air can cause problem to turbine and machine. So dapat yung turbine fluid meron siyang effective na aeration properties. Okay, next, importante din yung water separation capacity. Ito yung water shedding properties ng oil. Para to ensure yung water and oil do not form an emulsion. The next is yung rust and corrosion control. So yung turbine fluid should possess outstanding rust and corrosion control, especially considering na yung turbine application is operating at the extreme condition. Okay, so after knowing what are the properties, pag-usapan naman natin yung mga critical issues at saka yung mga key oil properties na involved. So, ano ang mga ito? Now, yung mga issues na encounter natin, ito yung mga deposit formation. So, this is a function ng thermal at saka oxidation stability. Kaya dapat yung oil should resist yung deposit formation. The next issue, ito yung water removal and system corrosion. So, yung mga properties na ito na involved, ito yung water shedding properties of the oil, tapos yung good emulsibility para ma-minimize yung effect ng water doon sa oil. The next issue is ito yung pump cavitation and lubricant starvation. So, yung properties na tinitingnan dito is yung air separation at saka yung foaming control. Okay? Next is yung filter blockage. So, definitely, dapat magkaroon ka ng good filterability para to ensure yung cleanliness ng fluid. Alright? Let's move on to the next. Okay. Now, let's talk about how to maximize yung equipment availability. We all know the turbine operate in high pressure and high temperature environment. So yung interaction with air, oxygen exposure to contaminants will promote oil oxidation and will result to varnish and sludge formation, system corrosion, filter blacking, and it also will affect the cooling efficiency. Okay, so what are the properties na dapat nating titingnan? Ito yung sludging, no? Sludging tendency or yung deposit tendency. Okay, so ina-assess niya yung insoluble oxidation ng product. So yung isang test na ginagamit, ito lumabas kanina doon, no? So doon sa menti natin, ito yung turbine oil stability test. So according to STM D4310. So, ano yung nakikita natin na results? One can expect the results. So, as illustrated dun sa slides natin, ito yung less sludging. It means, mababa yung tendency niya to do the sludging or Yeah, or to develop yung deposits. Next is measuring oxidation stability. So yung test na ginagamit is rotating pressure vessel oxidation test. So RP-BOT. No? Ito yung under ESTMD 2272. So the results will indicate the remaining oxidation life relative to fresh oil. As nakikita natin doon sa illustrated below the results. Okay. In assessing oxidation stability, mayroon din mga ginagamit na iba-ibang procedure, no? Nabanggit ko na kanina yung dalawa, UST at saka RP-BOT. There are test procedure also na ginagamit dun sa mga in-house, katulad ng MAN at saka yung Laborile in assessing yung oxidation stability. So, nakalagay dun sa nakalist yan. Next is, i-measure naman natin yung thermal stability. So, ang ginagamit na test dito is yung Cincinnati Melectron test under ESTM D2070. So, it's used to evaluate oil long-term deposit resistance when exposed to high temperature and copper and steel. So, it measures yung sludge, total acid number, and viscosity increase. So, makita natin yung results, less sludge means resistance to thermal degradation. So, makita din natin yung poor at saka yung results, no? Okay. Next, let's talk about naman yung protecting against wear and corrosion. Kasi alam natin, yung water ingress is common in turbine application. Yeah, kaya yung turbine fluid should have an excellent water shedding properties to enable water to be drained from the system as soon as possible. So yung presence of contaminants with solids, liquids, and oxidation byproducts will affect yung water separation. Kaya operational difficulties due to poor water separation include system wear due to corrosion, degraded filter performance, and promote bacterial growth. Okay, so how do we measure yung water separation? So ginagamit dito yung steam emulsibility test, no? It under IP19. So it measures the oil's ability to separate from an emulsion with steam. So the separation time is recorded. So tinitingnan dito, less time means faster yung separation. Okay. Next is protecting against corrosion. So yung test na ginagamit ay yung rust test, no, under ESTM D665. Okay, this is used to evaluate the ability of oils to prevent rusting of steel rod in a mix of oil and synthetic seawater. Then the rod rated after 24 hours whether pass or fail. So makikita natin yung result sa slide. Okay. Next is preventing pump cavitation and lubricant starvation. So aeration and foaming can cause pump cavitation and lubricant starvation. So if you consider the air bubble size, yung aeration, ito yung range from 0 or 0.003 to 1 mm diameter, while foaming, ito yung greater than 1 mm. Okay? Next. So paano natin i-measure? So, yung mga test na ginagawa dito is yung air release.
Yun.
At saka yung foaming test. Sa air release naman, it is in accordance to ESTND 3427. Okay? So, time is recorded. Then, for the foaming test naman, it is done according to ESTND 892. So it measures the volume of foam after the air has been blown through a sample in a various sequences. So makita natin less foam is better. Okay, next. Improving filter and component life kasi importante siya, no? So, more than 80% of in-service problems are caused by contamination. So, contaminants and water can interact with oil additives and results in black filters. So, operational difficulties attributed to poor filterability includes reduced filter life and increased system wear due to poor cleanliness control. So, we need to measure also yung filterability. So, mayroong test na ginagamit si Shell. Ito yung Shell Filterability Test under DMS 511. No? The results of this test will provide an indication of either good or poor filterability condition. Okay, so as illustrated doon sa slides na makikita natin. Yeah, if you consider all the tests that we mentioned in assessing the condition of our oil, kaya oil condition monitoring is essential in assessing the turbine fluid condition, and it should be incorporated, no, as part of your maintenance program. So there's a lot of information that you can get out of this oil analysis if you incorporate as part of your maintenance program and include it on a regular basis. So that ends my presentation, and thank you, and turning you over to our
Hindi
host.
gumagalaw.
Thank you so much, Fem. So for this segment, now we learned the key properties of turbine oil and its test methods done in the laboratory, relating it to the critical issues we encounter during our operations.